Welcome everyone, and we are live on Facebook. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. This is Founders Conversation with Frida Owinga from Passion Profit. I am the founder of Passion Profit, where we help you turn passion into profit. And if your passion is not making profit, that means you enjoy what you're doing it for free, and you're still not able to meet your obligations financially. And we can help you change that by God's grace and principles, all right, business principles. So this morning, I'm excited to have one of my friends, a founder, and also a client that we're working with right now on helping her set up her lead generation strategies. But that's not what we're going to be talking about today. Today we're going to be talking about uh, affordable marketing strategies, and Susan is from Susan runs a company called International School of Advertising, and she's going to tell us what she does there. But one of the things she's going to tell us is, especially as founders, owners of small and growing businesses, also known as SMEs here in Kenya, she'll tell us what marketing is, what we are doing wrong, and what we need to do to market properly so that we can get the sales that we are looking for.
All right, great. So my name is Susan Macau, and I am the founder of ITSA. ITSA stands for International School of Advertising. We have been there now 4 years. Essentially, I'm coming from a marketing and advertising background. I primarily worked in various advertising agencies for close to 20 years. By the time we were founding ITSA, I was actually the managing director of Red Sky Advertising, which is one of the Stan Group companies. Now, the reason why we set up this organization, which then also talks into the solution we are trying to offer you, is the main objective was really to help transition students coming out of university into professions related to marketing and advertising, because we found that what they learn is still very academic, and meaning that when they get into the workplace, they are quite lost in terms of what they're required to do. So what ends up happening is that the organization has to train them to do what it is that they're required to do. And that, for them, it means they're moving away from their core business of offering the service to starting to train. So that's what we do. And the result is after a 4-month program, you have these young, budding marketers, so to speak, who are quite well equipped with the skill and the knowledge that they know that they need to be able to practice. So, and what we have found is that there's a very high rate of hiring these students from the organizations as opposed to people hiring straight from school. So what we are offering through this collaboration, and I'm very glad to be, now under Frida's program, because through it, we've been able to discuss how we can actually scale this idea. And the idea now is, let's not just limit these students to go into the main corporates, because right now they're going into key advertising agencies and marketing organizations, is that we also expose them to, the next tier of medium and small-sized companies. Now, so essentially what happens is that the students learn, we cut through the chase. We don't go through the whole theory of what they, of what they did in school. We just cut through the chase and assuming you're sitting in an organization today and you are in charge of marketing, what is it that you would do? And that's exactly what they will go through. Now, what we are proposing to do is they go through this training and then they get to apply it immediately in your organizations. We have found just through interacting with students that actually with this guided sort of training, they're actually really good with the kind of ideas that they come up with. We tend to put down the youth or the millennials and these problems and all those problems. But actually, if you guide them properly, you'll be very surprised by the freshness of the ideas that they come up with. So we want to be able to place them in organizations such as yourselves, so that during that 4-month period, they can actually deliver for you on your marketing programs. just as effectively as somebody who has experience. If you put a similar person with experience in your organization today, you're paying them over 100,000 shillings as a salary. Or if you employ them, or rather, if you just hire them as consultants, you're also paying probably the same amount of money as a consultancy. So with the same sort of output, because they are still going to work under our supervision, they are going to be able to deliver to you what an experienced person would. So what I mean is that they learn in class a particular concept, they come and apply it in your organization, but they are guided, meaning that they will come into your organization, come and understand the product, your customers, your competition, etc. Come back to the institution and tell us what it is that they're proposing to do for you. And then at the institution, through our trainers, then they will clean that up, we will polish it up before they come back to you. Now, our trainers are all people who have 15 years plus experience in this field, which means that they're bouncing off ideas to people who are going to help clean up any rough edges, so to speak, before they come in, apply and execute in your organizations. So we are working out this program in a way that the students can spend at least 3 days in a week in your organizations during that time. And they, first of all, will need, of course, to understand the nitty-gritty of your business. You know exactly what your product is, how are you positioning yourself, who are your customers, who's your competition, what's your business environment like, so that then they are able to start tangibly making marketing suggestions. Now, these suggestions cut across, but at the end of the day, of course, it's the bottom line that matters. And so they will work closely with you. You need to tell them, what is it that I want to achieve? Is it X% growth? Is it to enter a new market? Is it to launch a new product? Whatever it is that your objective is. So that deliverable is something that they have to work with, and because that's their end goal. But what's that end goal? And we work with you to ensure that they are on track with it. So when we started the institution, the agreement with them was that the institution becomes the official training partner of the advertising practitioners body. So what that means is that it means that what it is that they're going through in their training has been endorsed as fit for purpose. Okay, so it's a reflection of what the market needs. And also through working with the association, it means that we are also constantly challenged to keep updating our content so that it's relevant to what is going on the ground. You know, we're not just a theoretical sort of approach. Then the other thing about it is that even in terms of the resources, the people that offer the training, they primarily also come from that association. So what essentially we are saying is that you are getting exposed to people who are quite sound, not just in terms of number of years, because most of them will be like, as Frida said, 15, 20 years plus experience, but people who have worked in what you would say the blue chip communications agencies. So they're able to bring that blue chip kind of knowledge to this institution, to the students, which then is passed over to you. And that means that you're sort of working with people who are trained against, who are benchmarked against what best practice today. So that's one benefit of the organization. And of course, that means also the qualification itself is an industry recognized qualification.
Fantastic. Susan, thank you so much for joining in. And Susan will be having, Susan, remind me, what does IBC stand for?
Yes, so our flagship product is called IBC, which means Integrated Brand Communications.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the main product that the students go through. But what we call it is a 360, because what they do is they need to understand business, then they need to understand marketing, they need to understand brands, then they need to understand communications, and how that communication should be passed over to your audiences so that it's able to deliver on your sales objectives.
I absolutely like that. And so the students who come out of International School of Advertising that is run by Susan, my guest today, she says they come out, they have 360. And what I really like about her program is that they don't just get the marketing skills, they also get life and leadership skills. You know how when interns sometimes come into your organization, you feel you need to work so hard on them to get them where they need to be. And I think that's okay. It's not an indictment on the intern. They're young. They haven't been around. You and I have been around much longer, and they're coming in as interns so that we, how can I say, so that we help them. So I realize that if I'm not ready to work with an intern, to mentor and, you know, not just monitor them, but to mentor them, then there's no need of bringing an intern in. So I have an apprentice actually, and she does what she loves to do. She's a media apprentice, and she loves all this media stuff, and she does a fantastic job for our photography, our video, which is a core thing that I need. So one of the things that I really want to stress to you is that if you're looking for marketing professionals anywhere in the country, as a small and growing business owner, you do need the marketing component in your business if you're going to make it. Like I shared when we started this broadcast, is you cannot, when you have a toothache, you can remove these little teeth here, but when you have a toothache at the back, you need to get a dentist, all right? And just like when you have a cold, you can use Flugon, but when you start coughing and your chest is hurting, you have to see the doctor and get some antibiotic. So working with a professional is extremely important in certain areas of your business. You are the founder, you have a passion, you're good at your passion, but you're not a marketer, you're not a salesperson. These are things that you need to learn, and you need to be willing to invest in them so that you get them right and get the money that you want. 20% of the tasks and activities that you need to do to get the cash generating consistently in your company, you will need professional help. You will need professional help for sales, for marketing, and accounting. Those are just 3 things I talked about. You will need professional help in that. And ISA, International School, I think she calls it ISA, I call it ISA, International School of Advertising, run by Susan Macau, they do a good job of working with marketing graduates to get them ready for the marketplace. And if you're looking for a professional marketer, she has a program coming up in May. Susan, tell us about your integrated brand communication immersion that's coming up in May as I get ready to wind up.
All right, great. Yeah, so now we're really excited about the way we want to approach it this time around. It's as I said, I've been going through my training also with Freedom. And the way we've been currently doing it is that the students join organizations right at the end of their training, but realized, why don't they actually join them at the point of starting? It actually just makes it better for both parties, because for the organization, they are able to be immersed into your business from the word go, and they are actually able to apply the whole 360 of what they're learning into your organization from the word go. And of course, from the student perspective, it's the practical side that they are then able to achieve even more strongly than doing it right at the end. So now we have, for our next intake, which starts in mid-May, we're going to be having an immersion day. So what we are going to do is we will have the students come in, any potential student come in, and of course we run them through the program. But at the end of that first day, we will give them a question, and we will want them to come and make a pitch presentation to employers who want to hire them. So if you are an employer and you would like to have an apprentice in your organization for that 4-month period, you have an opportunity to come and join us on that day. And you will listen out to the pitches that will be made to you by the students who will be joining the program. Then that way we get to, you get exposed to them, and we will do what we're calling a match or a speed matching exercise that then allows even the students to know you, and then now we sort of match both parties.
Susan, if you can just please share a little bit how working with me has been.
Okay. You know, I say that I'm a marketer, but when you're challenged by Frida, Frida just pushes you to your limits. So anyway, for me, it's been a really interesting experience because I don't think I have ever had somebody who has challenged me that much, both professionally and at a personal level. And maybe that happens a lot when we're entrepreneurs. You're the one running your business, and you really don't have another, party who you can bounce off ideas, who can challenge you and not just accept everything that you say and do. So for me, that's really been my experience, because what Frida has helped me do is just stretch me in terms of the way I think and even what I do, to just think, par excellence. So, and that's the culture I'm actually trying also to put into my organization, because if you now make sure that you stretch yourself fully to the end, you want the same thing done in your organizations and with your people. So actually for me, my next frontier now, Frida, is really how, now that I have, sort of adapted that sort of thinking, how do I make sure that I can cascade the same culture internally in the organization? Because for me, what I realize is, as long as you do what you're doing well, everything will just fall into place. Just do it at your best, and everything else will fall into place.
Fantastic. So I wish I could say, let's clap for Susan. I've been working with Susan since January. We have gone into her company and we have looked at her programs. Her main program is this integrated brand communication program, which I think is huge and I'm very passionate about, because small and growing business owners are not marketing, and that's why we are broke. We are not broke because cash is not circulating in the country. We are broke because we are not marketing. The key thing I'm doing now is helping small and growing businesses to market and sell so that they can get consistent cash flow. So I'm calling the program Activate Your Passion Brand for Profit. And I'm especially looking for people who are in services. If you're in products, you can come. But the people who are in services, people who sell information, people, coaches, trainers, facilitators, lawyers, the sharper you are, the higher you fly. So I'm becoming more narrow in my focus in service professionals. And service professionals is anybody selling a service. Service is the fastest growing industry in Kenya. And what I've noticed is we're doing things the old way. I will show you how to activate it for profit. You will turn that passion or expertise into a passion brand by packaging it into a compelling, irresistible, and profitable product. Susan, who has been speaking to us today, is passionate about marketing. She has an international school of advertising school, and her key expertise is converting emerging marketers into master marketers. So we are working with her to ensure that her product gets to small and growing business owners. So we have marketers helping us get the work done. It's a 5-week program over 10 weeks. So it's once a week, every 2 weeks. Because once we meet once a week, I give you the work you need to do. We engage on email, then we meet again after 2 weeks, like what we're doing with Susan. And then you have unlimited email access to me. And then one-on-one office hours once a week. Every Wednesday you have office hours. And then you'll have a WhatsApp peer group. And then what else do you have? Yeah, this is what you get. If you go to our website, you can see down here, passionprofitbrands.com. And you just put passionprofitbrands.com and you put / passion brand, and you'll get the page passion brand. Okay, and you'll get the page. Thank you so much for joining in. This has been Frida Owinga. It's my love and pleasure to come to you every Thursday morning at 8:30 to 9:30. Founders Conversation, bringing you marketing fundamentals, what you need to do to get the cash flowing so that you can begin to enjoy profit. Today, I've had founder Susan Makau from International School of Advertising, and this video is going to be up here on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel, Founders Channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.